Well, it's going to take me a little bit of time here to figure out exactly where I need to go next every time, but here we are.
Awesome.
Oh, so welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are here on StreamYard, Three Crones and the Woo Woo. I am one of your hosts. My name is Gayle Nicholson. I'm an intuitive coach, metaphysical, metaphysicist. Eventually, someday, I'll actually be able to pronounce that, and creative command coach. So that's what I do. And to my side, wait, this way, still that wonky flipped side thing, we have Demera Semelinski, who is also an intuitive healer and a medical astrologist. It's an unusual niche you don't get very often, so we are really, really glad to have her with us. Welcome to the Three Crones family, my dear.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I love it.
Awesome. And of course, we have Krista Ducharme, who today is on the bottom, but she's tops in my book. And Christa also is an intuitive healer, Reiki master, and all-around bright star wherever she shows up in life. So thanks all of you for being with us out there in Facebook land and on YouTube and maybe even over on my website, GayleNicholson.com/stream. Thanks for joining us today. And I want to kind of start out with a disclaimer. This is my first time on StreamYard. This may not be the most seamless episode you've ever seen. However, we're going to have fun with it. So come on in. If you haven't registered with StreamYard yet so that they can see your name and your comments, please do. And we'll, do our best to bring any comments on the screen and all those cool little things that StreamYard lets you to do. Let you to do?
Let you. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's the beginning of your day.
And let's begin by just kind of checking in. How are you guys doing? Damaris, you've taken our Northeast United States region. How's the weather in springtime there?
Beautiful. New York is 77, sunny, beautiful. It's very comfortable. We've had, I would say, a very good week, weather-wise. It's been really nice. Before that, it was rainy for like 2 weeks. It was cloudy and raining. So, we have to enjoy this weather, So I'm very happy to have the sun shining every day for the last week.
Yes, that's awesome. And how are the COVID restrictions and lockdowns and stuff?
Well,
how's that happening there?
Here, we're still a little bit of restrictions, but people are taking off their masks now. I believe that if they got the vaccine, now they don't have to wear the mask. So you see a lot of people in supermarkets or, when you go out and about wearing, not wearing their masks. So, I guess it's getting better if I still wear my mask no matter what, I also have a lot of allergies, so it prevents me from getting all
that's helpful, isn't it?
Pollen, so I still wear it.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Krista? How are things? I mean, I know that you guys over in the Netherlands are much tighter than even anywhere in the U.S.
Yeah, we are still, we are opening up more. It's kind of interesting. Gyms, I guess, have now started to open up. I don't know what all the restriction is for that. However, it was really fun. This morning, I went to my first yoga class in months.
Oh, yay!
I was like, this is so cool. I need to behave myself. I'm actually in public.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I was informed by my friend Julie that I did well. I did not, I didn't lose all my social graces being in lockdown. That was a bonus.
Have you seen those commercials? It's for some travel company, but it's Neil Patrick Harris teaches you how to human again.
Oh, no, I haven't seen those.
They're hilarious. They're so worth it. I
love Neil Patrick Harris. Do you know he's a brat, a military child?
Oh, I thought you meant a different kind of brat.
Yeah,
so did I.
Sorry.
Isn't that awesome? See, he's my people, so, we are awesome. Just in case anybody wanted clarification on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
we needed to clarify that because I went to the other kind of brat.
No. Military brats, we wear it as a badge of honor. Those of us who identify as such, because it's like, we can adapt, we can do all kinds of crazy things, and it's just amazing. You become very malleable in this lifestyle,
Which is good. We're supposed to be adaptable, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. And the lifestyle that the military families in general live, you that's it. You have no option.
Yeah.
If you're going to thrive, you are going to have to be adaptable. But back here to the Netherlands, today's been an awesome day. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful. I got to ride an e-bike, and I actually got to ride an e-bike that I don't have to wait 9 months to own if I decide that that's the bike I want, because I can actually have the bike I rode. And I'm like, yes. Yeah. So if you're shopping for bikes in a bike nation, such as the Netherlands, since COVID, there's everything, just because manufacturing companies had to stop manufacturing.
Yeah.
So they're behind. And so, but it was really exciting. It was a good day. So I got to go to yoga and do yoga and be around people, and then got to ride an e-bike that I'm really excited about.
The things we took for granted, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we still have to wear masks. And I'm okay with wearing a mask. I spent 4 years living in Asia, in Japan, and wearing masks during allergy season, cold and flu season. If you were feeling a bit off, you just wore a mask as common courtesy.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm like, you know what? It's easy.
We never did in the United States. We never wore a mask.
No,
Ever.
No. But a lot of other nations do, and they do it as a common courtesy. And I'll tell you, when I've lived in those nations, I've probably suffered from less allergies type symptoms and fewer colds.
Yeah.
Things that are communicable, like that. Other things, well, Mao's revenge had nothing to do with having a mask on or not having a mask on. All had to do with going to a country and drinking water you shouldn't have.
Right?
I've had that too. So
that's
how is it in Arizona? The weather.
We are the renegades. We are the Southwest. We are the don't fucking tell me what to do people. Sorry. And I had errands to run yesterday. So I walked into this one store and I noticed that the sign on the door said, vaccinated people are not required to wear masks in the store. If you are not vaccinated, please wear a mask. So I walk through the store, and in my direct field of view, there's 3 people. 2 of them have masks on. One's about twice as far away and doesn't have a mask on. And the first thought in my head is, all right, are you wearing a mask because you're not vaccinated, or you're scared of the vaccinated people who can still transmit it? Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, everything and the miscommunication about everything right now.
Yes.
It's all just so that we cannot figure out what is the truth.
I agree.
But as far as getting us back to normal, there's enough muddledness of it that when you look at a person, if they've got a mask on, you don't already know the whole story.
Yeah.
Right. So you get the ability to back off a little bit and stop being so confrontational, right? Which will help us societally, I think, get back to just liking each other again.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I would like it. I was having this conversation with my son, Zach, this morning. This morning, my time, it was the middle of the night, his time. But he was saying, he's like, I just would like to be able to have a non-confrontational, non-aggressive, accusatory conversation with someone, he's like, that would be really nice.
Yeah, it's true. I agree.
Yeah.
But someone can be vaccinated and still wear the mask. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
so it's like
my
you don't know
my
who's
sister up in Vermont, she gets allergies so bad that in the morning she throws up because of the postnasal drip overnight. I mean, that's right. So she's like, vaccinated, not vaccinated. I'm wearing the mask because it's allergy season.
Me too.
Yeah. There you go.
know?
Me too.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. And it does. And it helps. And, and nasal netting also helps, by the way, for that. Just saying. It really does help quite a bit. But yeah, no, I get it. For me, wearing the mask is just, I am vaccinated, so I have no problem sharing that. I am vaccinated completely. And it will eventually allow me to be able to travel. It will eventually allow me to be able to do some other things a little more freely. But for me, I'm like, I'm just as concerned about everyone else that's around me as I am of my own health. I don't want to be responsible,
Right.
Yeah, call me kooky. I put other people's thoughts or other people's needs ahead of my own sometimes. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's part of being a healer.
Jeez, right.
It is.
I know, really? Right. It's all a bit sarcastic. I got it. So, yeah. But other than, the whole mask confusion and kerfuffle out there in Arizona, you doing okay? Enjoying your 125-degree weather yet?
God.
Well, let's see. This week has been really nice. I actually want to check in on what the weather really is right this second. Oh, it's only 88. It's cold. It's cold.
Okay. All right. I'll send you my fleece.
Right? Right? I was wearing my gold wool wrap last night, just trying to get it over my legs and stuff. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I should just go put pants on. I had shorts on, people. I had shorts.
Well, no judgment here. Judgment-free zone.
Yes.
Well,
definitely.
Catch this. We have comments. Oh my God.
We have
comments. Yes, we have lovely comments. I want to say hello and welcome to Facebook user, Joanne Angelberry Cologne. Hello. Facebook user, Joanne, me, and Facebook user, and Sue Ward Paquin. Welcome. So I'm gonna pop this in here. Who said this? Let's all become loveaholics.
That's
beautiful. I love
beautiful.
that. I want to know who that is.
Right? Please
love
go
it.
register
Love
at
that.
StreamYard so that we can see who said this, because I love it too. Alrighty, cool. And then let's see, there was something else I wanted to bring. Oh, I don't know if this is the same Facebook user, but hello, you three musketeers.
Like that.
Awesome.
I like it.
Isn't this so cool? Awesome. So please, give us some more comments that, we can throw up on the screen. I'm loving this. Very cool. All right. So housekeeping. Housekeeping. Wait, I got to get you gone now. Oh, Kaz. Who's Kaz?
Oh, that's my friend Kaz. She's from Australia.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well,
welcome, Kaz. I love you.
Okay, so housekeeping. Please like, comment, and share this broadcast, and you will be entered into the giveaway for this week. So do that, and I really appreciate it. And then also make sure that you go visit our sponsor, Sue, over at Class Act Imports. Here's all her contact information on the screen right now. And going away in 3, 2, 1. And I want you to make sure that whatever you need, tell her that the 3 Crones sent you. I just had a really great conversation with a cohort this week who was looking for something for his wife, who was going through a lot of pressure and challenges and, just feeling like she's never winning the game. And so I gave him 3 stones that would help her, and told him, go ask Sue about it. And today he posted up in Sue's group and said, hey, who do I talk to about a custom piece? Ooh. So
excellent.
I want you guys to know that that's available to you. Sue has a gift for finding the perfect gifts. So take advantage of that. Okay?
Yep.
All righty. So are we ready, Miss Damaris?
We're ready. We're ready. So what do you want me to start with? The number of the day, or do you want me to go into the astrology part?
Well, yep. I want you to do. Hold on a second. I think it's no.
All right.
So yeah.
So let's talk about the number of the day. Today's what, the 18th, so it's 9, right? So right? Today's the 18th.
Oh, no. We do the whole date. So it's May 19th, 2021. So the number of the day is 1.
Oh, awesome. I thought we just did the day. So 1, it's new beginnings, fresh start. The number 1 is about leadership, right? So we all have to step into that role. We all do. I strongly believe that we have to get rid of fears. We have to get rid of doubts and step up into who we came to be. So that's that, that leader, that, role model, if you will, that legacy that we're going to leave behind. So we all need to step into that one power. It's also independence. It's also, leading the way for others who perhaps can't lead the way for themselves. So that 1 is very powerful. So everybody has to feel that energy of that 1 and 1 to step into who they came to be. It's been a process for me myself. Like at the beginning, when I started my whole journey, it was very scary for me to step into that, that role. But then I said to myself, if I don't do it, when am I going to do it? If it's not me, who's going to do it for me? So it's like we each have to, take that responsibility of stepping into whatever it is we're doing and not having fear of whatever it is we're stepping into.
Now, before you go on to the rest of it, I just want to acknowledge and point out that Christa and I work on these things months in advance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We don't consciously connect that, oh, let's have Damaris join our show on a 1 day. Right?
That's it.
But, the universe always has our backs. So
it's amazing, right? You can't make this stuff up,
right?
No, you really can't, But yeah, so we have a moon in Leo. I don't know if you guys knew. Mm-hmm. So what is Leo all about? Again, is that leadership, almost like the 1, right? I see that Leo as, for us women, is that lioness, right? Mm-hmm. Stepping into that power. And sometimes we have to step back, if we need to. But if we, when we need to roar, we have to roar. We have to have our voices heard. Again, there's times when we need to just back up a little bit. Sometimes, I have a Leo rising. So sometimes I'm too, out there. And sometimes I have to pull myself back, because sometimes it's not needed. Sometimes it's good to let other people step up, right? Yeah. So it just depends. But, from what I'm seeing, especially today with the 1, with the Leo, all of it is like stepping into our power and not being afraid. I mean, seriously, if we each individually don't, where is life going to take us, So we really need to step into each of us, into our own power. Because if not, forget about it. And also, we're leaving a legacy for our children and their children. And, we're showing them the way, so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. And so we need to do that. Otherwise, we're in trouble as a planet, I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So also I have Saturn, which hasn't gone into retrograde, but it's going into retrograde on the 23rd. So that's next week. But what does Saturn in our charts is all about rules and regulations. It's all about restrictions and where life is restricting us. Because it wants transformation. So wherever your Saturn is in your chart, because it's somewhere in your chart, it's transforming that area. So like for me, for example, my Saturn is in the 8th house. So the 8th house has to do with personal transformation, deep understanding. It has to do with resurrection, right? It could be death, physical or symbolical. So, coming out of, it's so funny because the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, Krista's sign. So it also has the energy of that Pluto energy. So imagine in my house, Saturn and Pluto together. So it's like, wow, it's like really going into the abyss and seeing what I'm going to grab, what gems I'm going to grab out of that underground world and bring it up. And
I like that
how
image.
I'm going to use those gems, going forward into my life. So it's really powerful, I feel. And also with Scorpio energy, because it's the Pluto Scorpio house, it's almost like the devil. Am I going to be the devil or am I going to be the saint? Because that's really what it's about. If I'm going to not transform, I'm going to be that devil, because remember that Pluto is the lord of the underground, right? So if I don't transform, I will continue to be that devil. If I do, I'm going to become that saint. And so it's really, really amazing. And that's happening on the 23rd. So for everybody is different, depending on what house their Saturn is and what needs to be restricted to be transformed in their lives. So I think that's, powerful within itself. So we're all going to be restricted in one way or another. And are we going to pass that test? Because Saturn is also the test, right? It's giving us that spiritual test. Are we going to pass it or not? And if we don't, we almost like get sent back. You got to repeat that again. It's almost, I always tell people, it's almost like when you're in grade school and you don't pass 3rd grade math or something. You go to 4th grade, but still learning 3rd grade math. And now you have 4th grade math also. So it's like you have more stuff piled onto you. So we got to step up. We got to pass each test as it comes along. We got to grab the bull by the horn and just, keep it moving. Awesome. Not even step back, not even to lean back. It's just like you got knocked down, get up and keep it going. Time is accelerating too, right? I feel that by 2025, the world as we know it will be completely and utterly different. And so if we don't step up to our level of power or courage, then we're going to be left behind, and God knows what's going to happen, because starting 2025, the world will be completely different. We're going to be like that lady said, like the comment, it's all about love, loveaholics, right? And that's what we're looking for. That's what we want. We're coming into the Aquarius age, where all the darkness will be left behind, and we're going to embrace the light and the awakening and the light within each of us. And so that's all part of that, what's happening today, so to speak. Maybe it's being ingrained in us today, Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little bit deeper studying. Maybe I'm already getting the echoes of the pre-shadow of the retrograde for next week. But I've been doing a lot of digging around in, because I'm just starting to understand the rising signs and the moon signs. Like Joanne said, I'm a double Scorpio, right? But it's like, okay, so what exactly does that mean, right? And so what I discovered is I've got Neptune in Scorpio as my ascendant.
Wow.
Okay? Wow. So essentially, it sets me up to be this amazing person who cannot see herself or who she is. Like,
absolutely. That Neptune also has 3 levels. Remember, we spoke about Scorpio having the 3 levels. So the Neptune energy also has 3 levels. It has the level, it's called the joyful mystery, which is like, it's considered like every child that's lost, wandering the world, like every soul that's wandering the world that has veered away from God and from faith, right? And so then you have the sorrowful mystery, which is the crosses that we bear when we veer away from that source, right? And then you have the resurrection, when you find yourself and you rebirth yourself and you have that second coming. So again, it all comes together. So you have that Scorpio, whereas again, the Scorpio is the Scorpion level, the Eagle level, and the Phoenix level. And then you have now the Neptune energy. So it's all there for you, almost saying the same thing in a different language, so to speak. So you're not a lost soul. That's obvious because we're doing the show. You're not in that level.
Oh, don't let that be the indicator.
You're not at that level. And it's also, what crosses are you bearing that you perhaps need to put down in order for you to have your resurrection? So that's really it. And I pray that if you have the crosses, put them down and resurrect so that the world at large can, benefit from your wisdom. So yeah, that's what it is.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that. I did not know that at all about the different levels of Neptune or anything like that. I'm just going straight from interesting. The planet of delusion and disillusionment is in charge of my rising. Are you freaking kidding me?
But it's also mysticism. It's the sign of, the Christ, right? So that's why it has all those levels. And if you're going to stay stuck, perhaps in the middle, which is the disillusionment, right? Then you never resurrect and you never become the Christ.
Elevate.
The Christ itself, because that's what we're thriving for. Where we want to become the Christ itself. We don't want to become Jesus, but we want to become the Christ itself, where we see oneness, where we see where our consciousness is completely connected to the higher source, and we all come together as one, and we see each other as one. There is no I'm better, you're worse, I'm this color, you're that color. It's none of that. Right. It's all, we're just having different experiences, and we came as different, races to experience those experiences. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When I want to bring this up, slight change of topic, slightly, not much, but I was looking at a lot of these things where we've got these planets, like for example, Saturn, right? Okay. Rules, regulations. This is how the things go. Total Hierophant energy, right? Mm-hmm. So what happens when they go retrograde? Right.
So retrograde.
What I found for myself, because what I found for myself, because I have Saturn in Aries in my 5th house, right? I have a hard time, actually, you won't believe this, having fun, letting myself have fun without feeling guilty for it afterwards, right?
Aww.
So, but when Saturn goes retrograde, bring it on, baby. Guilt-free. Guilt-free. I am partying. We are having a good time. Bring on the Saturn retrograde. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it.
I love it. So you're only going to have a few months of party, and then it's back to
back to normal.
You need to, you know what, during this retrograde, rather than saying, I only have a few months and then it's back to, feeling guilty. No. It's about reprogramming that it's okay to have fun.
That rebirth, right?
We are here to have a full human experience, Absolutely. Which means we're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy the joys.
Yes. Yeah. I agree, Krista.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I had a conversation with Kevin last night, and it was about, I have this attitude of gratitude, and I always talk about, you have to approach even those hard times, you have to find something to be grateful for, right? Yes. There's always something, even on those days where you feel like, the sky is falling and you're a henny penny. And, the sky is falling and life just sucks. And all you want to do is crawl under a rock and pray no one lifts it again, right? Even on days like that, even if the only thing is good is, you know what? I opened my eyes today.
It's true. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely.
Right?
So your friend Kaz has got some really good comments coming up, and I want to share this one with you. It's too easy to dwell on negativity. Be enthusiastic and grateful about the little things. Everything is energy. It begins with a thought, becomes a moment, then a memory. Thanks for that, Kaz. That's beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so let me think here for a second.
What?
I don't know.
What is it, Miss Scorpo? I have to tell you though, here's the funny thing, Damaris.
Yes, please.
You have never, ever, ever made me more happy to be a Scorpio.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I've been telling everybody. I'm like, Scorpios are awesome. They rock. Do you know there are 3 levels of Scorpios?
There is. Then, you guys, out of all the signs in the zodiac, you have the most intellectual, the strength. Intellectually, you're very, very strong. Taurus, which is the opposite, has physical strength. You guys have intellectual strength, which we need. But if you get lost in the abyss, and you don't resurrect, so to speak, then you're really not good to yourself or other people. So we need all your Scorpios to really resurrect. It's like I said the other day, if you're in a basement with mold, make art out of the mold. What are you gonna make out of it?
Right? I'm gonna play with the mold. No, I'm not there.
You guys have fun with that. I have an allergy to mold.
So
I'll be curled up in the corner, just going.
Yeah, no, mine actually, I wish that was the kind of, mine is a really yucky allergy. Yeah, to mold. But no, yeah, it is. It's so true. And I've talked, and it's really interesting because I'll read what people post on social media, like everybody else does.
Yeah.
About, the astrology, and I'll read about different personality types and this and that. And it's really interesting, at least not everybody, but there is a large majority of people who literally want to pick every negative aspect that a Scorpio has, and that's all they're going to focus on. And for me, I'm like, wait a minute. It's not about focusing on that aspect.
Yes.
It's about focusing on the balance of it, for all of, the sun signs.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be, you're not a this or a that. You want the yin and yang balance.
Absolutely. Yeah, we all signs have a negative and a positive. So it's where are we vibrating, right? And where we vibrate has to do a lot with our own woundings, where we live, our surroundings. And so we need to evolve, we
Definitely.
need to evolve. That's really what it is. That's really what it is.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. So I'm enjoying I've always enjoyed being a Scorpio. So the good, the bad, and the ugly aspect. And I really work very hard on the ugly not coming out. Although when it does, it's usually very warranted.
Exactly. Just like the Leo energy, I let her roar when she needs to. And then when I don't, I kind of like pull her back and sit her next to me, pet her a little bit and say, calm down. It's not
That's a really, really great point, because Leo energy is not about the man's main fluff.
No.
It's about the fierce back up.
That's right. Yeah. It's the courageous part of us, right? It's the again, it's we wear the heart in our sleeves. Leo rules the heart, right? And so and the heart is life itself. So without Leos, forget about it. We're
and there's the Leo ego right there.
There you go.
We need Leos.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I want to tap on this for a second, because I was talking to my coach this morning, and I was bringing him up to speed on this Neptune and Scorpio rising thing.
Yeah,
and he's from a discipline of coaching that it's like, that's story. Don't fall into the story, kind of thing. And I'm like, look, I'm not looking at this from, this part of me makes it impossible for me to ever be successful, so that's my excuse. Fuck it all. Excuse me again.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. I'm like, this is like playing D&D in the tabletop. And my astrological chart is my character sheet. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got tools. I got handicaps. I got, high vitality here. I got low whatever there. And it's all about figuring out how to win the game with who I am.
That's right. I always tell people when I do astrology, right? It's almost like, see this piece of paper? It's almost like I tell people we get dropped off by helicopter. We're soldiers. We get dropped off in the jungle, and Spirit says, this is your roadmap. This is it. So what happens is we start looking at our roadmap, which is our natal chart, and we don't understand it. So we look at other people's charts. But our way out is not through their chart. It's through ours. So really what you're looking at is what you came in with. So you're not making up a story. This is who you came to be, and whatever you need to tweak within yourself, you tweak. Whatever you need to empower, you empower. But there is no story about it. Nope. It is your map, period.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard for those who don't understand this or who don't mentally want to be open to the possibility of something being as simple as, hey, we all have a gift. It's like when I explain in numerology and I do someone's chart. Numbers don't lie.
No.
And this is, I did not make this up.
Nope. It's a science. It's a science. It's a science.
Yeah, it is a science.
Spiritual science.
Yep.
You know what? One of the things that I kept hearing going through my head as I was doing all this, God has a plan for you. Yeah. It's called your natal chart.
That's right.
Learn it. Understand it.
That's right.
Free will still reigns. You still get to make your own choices, but here's your proclivities. Here's what you're prone to. Here's what you're resistant
100%.
to.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, and if you want to know what, and then, your natal chart's one thing, then you want to learn more about, what your karmic debt is, what your lessons are. That goes all through numerology. It's like you can learn so much about who you are and what your gifts are, what your secret traits are, what
100%.
Just through learning those two things. About yourself.
Well, the more you know yourself, which is through these sciences, right?
Yeah,
the better off you are because you make less mistakes, and then you get on quicker and faster to the potential that you are. Because we're all a potential. We may not get there if we're not focused, if we're not, doing what we're supposed to do for the self. So again, if you follow your map, you will get out of the chaos. That's what I have to say.
Right.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, my dears, we need to
move on
forward. We need to forward into Miss Krista's Crystal of the Week.
I'm so excited. It's green aventurine. I absolutely love this stone. And I'm going to show you. I'm wearing my green aventurine earrings.
They're pretty.
There you go. Yeah, these are made by these aren't a class act import. These are made by one of my young friends who is super duper duper talented. But I love them because it fits perfectly with today. Again, remember, I choose all this months in advance. So today it is so perfect. It's about new beginnings. I love or creativity or opportunity. Aventurine is one of the stones that I started working with when I came back to crystals. And I say come back to crystals because there was a time period in my life I took all my crystals and I put them in my little bags and then I put them away and I didn't touch them. Yeah, that did not work out well on my life. Just saying, I don't recommend doing that. All right. Okay. So that did not work out well for me. My life is so much fuller with crystals in it. My life is so much fuller with lots of crystals in it.
Even your name is kind of like Christa, right?
Well, it's in here. My middle initial is L. So I have a lot of fun with that sometimes. So green aventurine is really fantastic. If you are trying not just, to create something new or to work on something that you're creating. Remember, we're getting ready to go into Mercury retrograde. We're getting ready to go into Saturn retrograde. Don't think of it as being something that is a negative necessarily. A lot of people put a lot of negativity on those. It can also be about finishing stuff, right? It's about completing, going back and reviewing and resting and all that as well. But it's Green Aventurine really helps when you're feeling kind of stuck, when you're in those moments, whether it's because of retrograde, whether it's just because your brain is in a fog, or, you're getting to be let out of your cage and, go back into society. It really helps you to move through those blocks, to move through things that kind of you don't realize are keeping you stuck, and it kind of releases it in a really gentle and delicate way. And I find that for me, when I've used it in those moments of being stuck, in those moments of needing creativity in my life, and this is an Aventurine bracelet I wear.
Nice.
And I really like it. But I find that it helps me to look broadly at opportunities rather than get myself so hyper-focused. You were talking, Gayle, about meeting with your coach earlier. Yeah, one of the things about some of those is, as any of us who have ever worked with a coach, is that it's like, we have to get laser focused. Well, Green Aventurine won't do that. Because it helps you open your horizons and broaden it and see opportunities. Maybe it shines, think of it as it spotlights different opportunities that you may be otherwise, like the horse with the blinders, and you miss.
Yeah.
And so it is a wonderful stone to really have for new beginnings. And since 1 is our number and it's about new beginnings for today, it's a great stone. Seriously, a wonderful one. If you have a Buddha of some sort or a Ganesh in your part of your altar, if you have an altar that you've created for yourself, putting a piece of Aventurine when you're trying to bring in new creativity, or think of a breath of fresh air into something. Yeah, placing that on your altar with a Ganesh or with your Buddha, or maybe for you it's a Virgin Mary or a crucifix, whatever it might be. Place the Aventurine there, and you're going to find that that's going to help bring that freshness into the life that you're wanting to be creating, if that makes sense.
It does. I want to contribute to that because
please do, girl.
First off, I have to reiterate again for the third time this show, we do these things way far in advance. But also, Christa gives me the list of crystals, right?
Yeah.
And doesn't give me a day for it. I'm the one that works out the numerology on the day, the number of the day, right? Yeah. So for Christa to pick Green Aventurine, for the number of the day to be about new beginnings, for everything to fall into place, that this is Damaris's first show.
It is.
The woo-woo is a real member of the staff, okay?
Yeah.
The woo-woo does their stuff and is never late. Never late.
Never.
Amazing.
Right?
Isn't it?
Amazing.
Now, here's the thing. We were talking about new moon water last week, right?
Yep.
I made some new moon water. I had 3 or 4 little pieces of my Aventurine in that water. And this past week, the first 2 days, I just drank water because I made like 3 gallons of it. I'm like, I have nowhere to put this. Yeah, in 1 container. So I was like little mason jars.
Yeah, plants. Put it in your plants.
That too, but I have 2 plants in my entire house, and one of them's half drowned already.
So go nesting with it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using them. I'm drinking them. I make my first coffee in the morning with that new moon water. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Since we did this last week,
Mm-hmm.
what have I been doing? Looking at something I thought I already knew about myself. I'm a Libra with a double Scorpio. In going deeper into, okay, what does that mean and where does that stop me? Right? And getting a clearer picture of that. And then taking action on that to reach out to one of my old coaches and like, are you up for something different than what you offer? Because
Mm-hmm.
I want your coaching, but all I need is 15 minutes a day with you to stay on track, because I can't hold the vision of me for more than 3 days running.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So,
Yeah.
and it was good. That's what we started. But see, that is how this kind of work shows up in your life. When you're working with an Aventurine, or whether you're putting it on your altar next to a Ganesha or next to a Buddha to get a breath of fresh air in your manifestations, or if you're using it to take a look at something that you think you know and find out more, and start shifting things so that the always was isn't the always gonna be.
That's right.
That's
You
right.
know?
That's right.
So, you know, I wanted to contribute that to you because I am so amazed at what I see it doing. And good point. It's very gentle.
It is a gentle one.
Well, why didn't you know this by now, Gayle? You're supposed to be an expert in all of these esoteric things. Why don't you know everything, you idiot?
Oh,
you know,
no.
It's not like that. It's
No.
like, ooh, check this out.
Yep. Yeah.
What could this be doing? How can I shift that? You know, and really staying in the exploration of, oh, I didn't know I had that in my bag. Let's play with this, right?
It's true, though. We're always learning from each other, from everything. And if we stop learning or wanting to, then we stay stagnant.
Yeah, and it's hard to grow. And when you're playing with crystals, here's one of the aspects of crystals that I think is very mystifying, if you will. So I'm going to demystify it. For a lot of people, is they think that they're one-hit wonders, right? You know, I'm sorry, this is not, you know, Tiffany in, you know, whatever it was that she sang in the 80s. This is not a one-hit wonder thing when you're talking about crystals. It is, when you work with a crystal, it's only going to give you what you need at that moment, you know, and it's mainly because we already spend enough time in overwhelm, because think of how, you know, much media is barraged at us, whether it's on here on the internet, whether it's our phones, whether it's the television, whether it's, you know, out and about, right?
Yeah.
We can only handle so much at a time. Crystals are great because they're only going to give you what you can handle.
Yeah.
So at that time, so Gayle, I'm always learning and I'm always relearning. You know, it's like I'll go, you know, months without working with a crystal, maybe even years. And then it's like suddenly I am drawn to it, and I, you know, it's like Velcro. I can't put it down.
But you discovered layers of these crystals.
There are, and you just, you know, the whole Shrek onion thing.
Yep.
You know, I know everybody wants donkey's cake, but
now I gotta go watch Shrek again. Darn it.
Well, you know, what can you do? There are just some lines in some movies, especially those kid ones, and I find the Pixar ones really, that just stick with you, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Have you seen Toy Story 4?
No, haven't seen that one yet. Haven't had a reason.
Kleenex. Take a box of Kleenexes. Because it's, they take every little heartstring and go, whee!
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, my goodness. That was funny.
Thank you. All right. So shall we do the winner next and then me, or shall we do me and then the winner?
The winner. Yes.
Let's do the winner and then you.
All righty. So this is the last of the translucent selenite that is going out to people.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you may not really be able to see this very well. But
beautiful.
Yeah, it's
logo
hard
is
to
in
see
there.
the etching.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sue, when she got hers, she did this amazing little video and had flashlight on it. You could see it and everything. And I'm like, dang, lady.
Yeah, well, you know, she's been
smart.
practicing. She has been practicing.
Yeah, great. So this is the last one that's going to be going out, and it's going to be going out to the winner from last week who liked, commented, and shared last week's broadcast. So this week's winner is going to win something completely different. And we will let you know probably with a post in the next day or so exactly what that's going to be, because I didn't talk to my cohorts yet.
Yeah, we haven't.
we haven't formulated the next batch.
No.
So anyways, so congratulations to Linda Dallas. One of our
Ooh, Linda,
Thank you
awesome.
so
Congratulations.
Congratulations, and thank you for sharing and liking and making the show known to your friends. We really, really appreciate it. So please reach out to me in your messenger, Gayle Nicholson, just like it's spelled there on the screen. And let me know your snail mail address so that I can get that out to you immediately, if not sooner. And for the rest of you, please make sure that you go visit our sponsor at Sue at Class Act Imports so that she knows that you love us and we love her, and we're all working together to make things even more fabulous. All right. Oops, that's not me. This is me. Consciously creating space for prosperity. Awesome.
Ooh.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because it's not just the green Aventurine and it's not just the one, right? But taking those energies, you know, like the nurturing expansion of taking a second look at what you might already think you know so much about that could actually deepen and widen what it is that you're doing. You know, we say that we want expanded prosperity, and yet we do the exact same damn things and think that, you know, over and over and over and expecting different results.
Isn't that what they say has something to do with insanity?
Yes.
Insanity,
exactly the definition of insanity.
Insanity,
yes.
Yeah, doing the same thing over and over.
And expecting a different outcome.
Yep. And you know what? All it takes to switch that up is do what you're doing differently with a little bit of a different vibe to it.
Yeah.
That's how you create a different result, because your body is programmed already. It's trained already to produce the result that you either want to or are familiar with, or you want to completely avoid at all costs, right? There's no subconscious mechanism for what pilots do to stay on course, and that's microscopic changes of navigation direction. A 1 degree change in direction in your flight will take you miles beyond where you thought you were going to go.
Isn't that something?
It is. Yep. And I love how it works, like on so many different levels in life, right? Yep. Just doing the movie Groundhog Day. You know, literally every single time there was one slight chance, one slight difference made. Yep. Which made the result either positive or negative, mostly negative at first.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're creating from that negative mindset, even the little changes that you make can create a negative result. So, you know, you want to, when we're working for prosperity, first, I'm like halfway into it. First of all, we want to make sure that we're thinking about the same thing that I'm talking about, right? Because prosperity is not cash.
No.
It's not cash. It's not money. Money can be a sign of it. But prosperity is your ability to grow and expand your holdings, your being, your everything, right? Prosper.
Yeah.
Right? Pro, spur, take the roots apart, positive, progressive, all of that, spurring. Well, it's an SPER, but it is a catalyst for growth, right?
Yeah.
It's a catalyst for movement, positive movement. That's what prosperity is, positive movement in your life, right? So what do we do to create the space for that? First thing to do is to take a look at what's not that. Where's your negative movement in life? There's the first place to start looking on the things that could change to create an overall difference in what you're doing, right? So I invite you this week to ruminate on that a little bit. When you're meditating, ask yourself, where are the areas of my life that could prosper more? What can I remove from my life to create space for more of that? And what can I add to my life that will allow me to appreciate the presence of what's already there? Right. So that's your assignment for this week. All righty? All righty.
That's a great assignment for people to have. And it goes with everything that all of us have said. And remember, even if in that moment, the only thing that you can do to change your day is to be grateful for one thing at the end of the day. And if that means that you opened your eyes and that's your gratitude, hopefully it will grow from there. But that's your shift. That's the beginning of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You remind me of, who was it that I was talking to earlier? We were talking about every cloud has a silver lining. And there was a time in my life that I was
you and
like,
I talked about
was
that.
it you and I?
You
Yeah.
Pull, yeah, you're like, I would go in there and I'll pull that silver lining out. Yeah, it is. It's just like that.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, I have used that on occasion. And I've explained that to people. It's like, sometimes you just need to do that.
Yeah. It's in there. You got to be determined to find it some days. But they're always there. They're always there. All right, let's see.
Question. So, if someone, we were talking about prosperity. What do they want to prosper? What do they want to grow in? Right. So, is it abundance, money? What is it? What do you want to prosper in? So, let's say spirituality, right? So, sometimes in spirituality, there's a sacrifice that has to be made. When you want to grow in spirituality, you have to sacrifice something. So, if you're always out and about, you don't have time to spend, meditating or in prayer or researching or reading. So then there's a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice being out all the time to go inward, right? So there's a trade-off to be made there. So the question also is, what is it that they want to prosper in? I would say, right?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Absolutely. But and it's a really good point, but I don't think that in general people look at it necessarily that way. They might look at it and, I want my money holdings to grow, right? That's what people tend to think prosperity is, right? And the prosperity gospel, that's all about how to make God give you more money, right?
Yes.
Not what it is at all. It's about God didn't create me to fit myself into other people's boxes and suffer. God created me to experience life as my version of it so that it gets to experience itself. Right?
I love it. Yes.
So prosperity gospel is really about
I love that.
Who you are and having more fullness of life. Oh, there's promises in that second half of that book about that, isn't there? Yeah. So I'm just saying.
So it's really looking deeper at what it means.
Yes, absolutely. And what specific areas of your life do you find could use a little more attention, a little bit more prosperity? Maybe it is the money part of your life. Maybe it's the relationship between you and your significant other
Yeah.
that needs to prosper. Maybe
Mhm.
it's the communication between you and your kids that needs to prosper. It doesn't mean your kids have to pay you to talk to you,
No.
right?
Yeah.
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 But a more fullness, a more expansive, a more expressive version of life between the two of you.
Yeah.
Sounds really freaking good, doesn't it?
Mhm.
But I
I
love
like
that you're explaining it that way, so that people can, see that it's much broader than just money.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
truly is.
money, we could do an entire thing on really what the essence is of
And we
money.
should.
I mean, from beginning to end, the whole essence of what that is, because we've gotten so stuck, and a lot of it has to do with just when you're part of a capitalist society, and capitalism is great, and it has its, and the positives, the negatives, it's all
Yeah.
balances out, but we get too stuck
Yeah.
in the weeds of what that is,
Mhm.
and forgetting that, wait a minute, it's just energy.
Yes.
It's all it is
Absolutely.
energy.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I want to make sure that we say thank you to everyone who joined us today, who participated with us today, who added to the conversation and the comments. Thank you so much, everyone. This would not be nearly as much fun without you. Not at all. And we want to say thank you again to our sponsor, Sue, over at Class Act Imports, our other sponsor, Creative Command Coaching and Consulting, our other sponsor, Dimensional Healing with Christa, and our newest sponsor, Ask the Genie with Demera Semelinski.
Yay!
How very cool. Very cool. All right, everyone, have a fantastic week, and we will see you again next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.